Tonight we continue our series on the amendments to the Constitution, tackling the most discussed and divisive sentence in our Constitution, the Second Amendment. Whether you're a lifelong supporter of gun rights, passionate about public safety, or just curious how 9 simple words still spark fierce debate centuries later, this episode is one you won't want to miss. We'll explore the history behind the amendment, its impact on society today, and the questions it continues to raise about individual rights versus community safety. So join us on episode 46 of Beyond the Noise.
Welcome to the sound, we're breaking through. The stories unfold, shining bright and true. Diving deep in thoughts, we'll take you higher. This is the movement, feel the burning fire. Let the voices rise in the echoing space. Join the celebration of every human race. Beyond the noise, we make our way. We make our way. Stories of courage, lighting up the way. This is our time. We're ready to play. On the Soar Network, we'll seize the day. From opinions that matter, we'll lift each frame. Reflect on a journey, yet we'll never be the same. In the heart of the noise, where the wisdom resides. Join us in the moment, where the spirit abides. We soar above it all, breaking every chain. Ignite the passion, let your heart sustain. Beyond the noise, we make our way. We make our way. Stories of courage, lighting up the way. This is our time. We're ready to play. On the Soar Network, we'll seize the day. Get ready, world. We're turning up the heat. Together we rise. Can't accept defeat.
Welcome to Beyond the Noise. I am Republic Sentinel, aka RS, and I am joined by my magnificent co-host, One Yankee Free. How's it going, Yankee?
Good evening, sir. How are you doing? How is everyone out in chat doing?
Woohoo! Monday. I mean, there's that.
Yeah,
That's
it definitely was a Monday. That's for sure.
yes. Yes, man. I had no water today. It was magnificent.
Ooh.
I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for them because they're replacing all the water line out front. They're supposed to be done by the end of the week, but we finally got our water back and took a quick shower before the show. But how was your day?
My day was crazy. I'm not even getting into it because I could go for an hour probably. Just everything that happened today and the ridiculousness. So I'm not even going to go there. It was definitely a Monday. It was a very Monday.
Yeah. Well, hey, trust me. I can't wait to go to work tonight. Trust me. All right, but we do have a great topic for the evening, the Second Amendment of the Constitution. I know that we're both very passionate about it. I think it's going to be very cool to talk to you about it and talk to the chat about it. So what do you think? Do we just tear right into it off the get?
Absolutely.
All right.
What is the Second Amendment? What actually does it say?
It's funny you should ask. Here is a visual representation of said amendment. Here you go, chat. Read along with us, if you will. The Second Amendment says, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Doesn't it? Doggone it. If I go over here and actually read the full text, it says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But I asked comment to give me a visual representation, and I guess it did the best it could. But that is like the gist of it. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That really is. But I guess the debate comes from that first line, that first piece, doesn't it? Isn't that where they usually go? That
is the sticker. That is the kicker that they like to use. And this is the whole point of the show. We give our opinions and our arguments as to how we interpret it and what we think it is. And another, just as I said on the first episode with the First Amendment, we are not, neither one of us are constitutional scholars. We're going to talk to you about our feelings on these rights and amendments and what they mean to us and how we hear them and feel about them.
Yeah, it's where I think, like we when we discussed doing this in the first place, it was like we wanted to make ourselves familiar with all of the amendments to the Constitution and just go through and discuss them. And I think it's a great thing. This one to me has always been a no-brainer, but it's people who I don't know want to inject their own biases in there that change the actual meaning of the amendment. So what does it mean to you? What does the Second Amendment mean to you?
It means freedom. I think the First Amendment is the most important, but I also think the second protects all of the other ones. I know everybody always says the second protects the first, but I think the second protects all of them.
Without question. Without it, tyranny is what comes when you do not have an armed populace.
Right.
But that's not the only meaning behind the amendment, right?
Okay, go ahead. Well, what do you mean? What do you?
It also means that you can protect what's yours. You can protect your family. You can protect your home. You can protect your property. And I do believe that that's been hashed out in the Supreme Court. And we do have links and we do have context for those things as well. But does it mean that to you too, or do you go just straight to the, well, no, this is basically to protect the people from the government, from tyranny?
I do think it's both. I do feel it's both because it's the right of the people to have and bear arms.
Yes.
It does say regulated militia.
Being necessary to the security of a free state. But that does mean, what does that, but that doesn't say the security of a free state. So that's not just from government. It says basically to have freedom, you need firearms. You need to be able to arm yourself, and that shall not be infringed.
Right. But it does say, and what the antis get stuck on is a well-regulated militia. They get stuck on that. But it says it being necessary to the security of a free state. Then it says the right of the people to keep and bear arms.
Exactly.
I think that is separate from the well-regulated militia. I don't think that the people they're talking about at the end are not the same. I think they're saying a well-regulated militia is necessary for the security of a free state, but also the right of the people. So it calls out the well-regulated militia, yes, i.e. the National Guard. You know, there are like that's a well-regulated militia. But we also could become a well-regulated militia. It doesn't have to be the government that is the well-regulated militia. But it says right there, the right of the people to keep and bear arms
shall not be infringed.
That's me.
Agreed. And this is going to go to a bunch of really interesting topics, which we kind of really we were talking about some of it with the First Amendment. Because what does that mean? Shall not be infringed. To me, that's pretty plain and simple. That you cannot prevent people from owning firearms. You cannot prevent people from arming themselves.
And bearing them, having them, carrying them. That's
This goes back to, remember when we were talking about the First Amendment, we were talking about permits, right? And we were talking about a barrier to entry, so like a cost. There are now costs associated with owning a firearm, with carrying a firearm, with bearing arms. You can literally be arrested and incarcerated for carrying a firearm without the proper permits. That is a barrier to entry to me. That
it's all unconstitutional.
100%. And where there was some nuance when we were talking about when you were talking about bringing people together to collectively protest or whatever. The only reason that we were divided on this, but I said that there shouldn't be a cost, but requiring that people inform that they're going to go do this. I can see the issues when you're talking about like traffic and all that other stuff. I can't see any issues here. This is very plain and simple. And I do believe that this is coming to the Supreme Court, if it hasn't already. I think it's coming, where they're going to actually be debating whether or not I don't even conceal carry. It's straight up, you can just carry a gun on your hip or strapped to your back or a sword or whatever the hell you want. And no one should be able to tell you that you can't.
Right.
So I don't really know if I should look that up real quick. If that's going there are plenty of cases. McDonald versus Chicago, DC versus Heller, United States versus Miller. But I think, let me do a quick search and see.
There's always a bunch of cases going in front of the Supreme Court about the Second Amendment. It's constant. I don't know. I just don't get the fight over it. Why is it always having to go in front of the Supreme Court and fight it? Like, just read it. It's that simple. Just read it. Yeah. Just read the damn thing. And again, like you said about the permits and stuff, it's just like I said, it's literally the government selling you back your right. Rights you have, they're now selling it back to you if you need a permit to do anything. That's not even just a Second Amendment. That was the First Amendment. It's any right that you have to pay for. It's being sold back to you.
Okay. I asked Comet, is there a case going before the Supreme Court on gun policy concerning permits for carry? Yes, there are significant Supreme Court cases this term concerning gun policy, specifically dealing with permits and carry rights. So Hawaii concealed carry permits case. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to a Hawaii law that restricts where individuals with concealed carry permits may bring firearms. The law passed in 2023 requires permit holders to obtain explicit permission from property owners to carry handguns onto private property open to the public, and also bans firearms in certain, this is great, quote, sensitive areas, end quote, like parks,
soft
beaches.
targets.
Yes. That's exactly what they are. Hey, this is like flag them down. Hey, you don't have to worry. You can come shoot everybody here because nobody's permitted to carry a gun.
Nobody can shoot back.
This case is Wolford versus Lopez. Directly addresses how states can regulate the carry of firearms by permit holders and could have broad implications for gun laws. Federal law on drug users and firearms. That's another one. Additionally, the Supreme Court will hear a case challenging a federal statute that prohibits individuals who use illegal drugs from possessing firearms. Let's read it. We should definitely... A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of free states, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Period.
I heard drug dealer in there. Holy fuck. Yep, they got a case. They got a case. Anybody who's used illicit drugs should absolutely not be allowed to fucking carry a firearm because it says it right there in the Constitution, doesn't it? No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Where do these people come up with these ideas to implement these rules?
It's for the greater good, RS. It's for the greater good. It's for all of our safety. For all of our safety.
Greater good.
Well, guess what? If you just let us all carry and stop with your stupid permits and bullshits and laws of unconstitutional laws, we'd all be able to protect ourselves against the criminal who has them. And we're not sitting ducks. We're not soft targets anymore. We can fight back.
Yes.
We can handle it our damn self.
Yeah. I don't understand where they come up with these things. It's how about this, Yankee? I know that there's a podcaster that I follow who left California, and he had gotten a couple of felonies when he was very young, back in his late teens, where he had broken into a place and stole stuff. Not at gunpoint, none of that. Never had a firearm, but he broke in. It was a felony. Went to jail for it. Did his time. Has never gotten in trouble again. He's our age. He's fighting to get his firearms back. His ability to own firearms back. And he says it sounds like he's going to get it. Where in the Constitution did it say that because if you committed a crime that you weren't allowed to carry a firearm? And are you in favor of that?
I personally think shall not be infringed is shall not be infringed, the right of the people. If you are a citizen of the United States, then your right to own and carry a firearm should not be infringed. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
I just don't see
I do believe, though, what needs to happen is the judicial system has to get their head out of their asses, and you can't have a gun if you're in prison. If you are actively in prison for creating a crime for committing a crime. No, you can't have a gun when you're locked up in prison. When you're actively locked up, no, that would be stupid to let criminals. I mean, because then that defeats the purpose of prison. That's just dumb. So if you are currently doing your time for whatever crime it is you committed, and they're not just turning around and letting them out back on the streets, they can commit crimes and then we let them go. Well, then they can't have guns. So if you're that level of criminal that you are currently doing time, then you cannot have a gun because you're in prison. But once you do your time and you get out, it's on you. If you go out and get a gun, create another crime, or commit another crime, you're going back in.
Right.
And for even longer. And so then that's even more time you don't have a gun. If the system was actually working and we weren't just letting criminals back out over and over and over 14 times, 17 times, commit crimes and they never pay for it, well, there's your problem. It's not that if you're a convicted criminal, if you were convicted and you do your time and you get out, absolutely, you're still a U.S. citizen. You should absolutely be able to go legally buy a gun. And if they did away with all these regulations, it would also get rid of the black market.
Yes. Yep. I mean, you'll never actually get rid of any black market, but it'll significantly reduce it.
Right. And then, yeah, I'm just going to start repeating myself because that's just how I feel about that. If you're in prison, no, you can't have a gun while you're in prison. For obvious reasons.
Right.
But when you get out, if you've done your time, according to our judicial system, and you come back out and you are still a United States citizen and you have that right.
You enjoy all the freedoms that you had prior to being incarcerated. You have served your penance to society. You come back out. That doesn't mean that now. And I do believe that there are certain states, if I'm not mistaken, that if you commit a felony that you can't vote and you can't possess firearms. Where they get that concept from, I just don't know.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would say if you have committed that big of a crime, that heinous of a crime, and you are locked up, yeah, your the Bill of Rights for you is on hold until you get out.
Sure. I agree with that 100%. But once you get out, where we seem to be on the same page here, and I don't see, again, it's like, where are they reading this stuff? It's not there. It's nowhere. We're taking the constitutional amendment at its word for word. Nowhere in there does it say, unless you committed a felonious crime, unless you this, that, or the other. No unlesses, no like truncated nothing. It is straight up. This is just read it for what it says. Where they read all this other stuff in there makes literally no sense to me. And it's all just from activist pieces of garbage that are scared of guns because they don't understand that guns don't kill people. People kill people. And they'll use whatever they get. They'll use a truck. They'll use a hammer. They'll use whatever they want.
Blunt force trauma is, I think, it's up there, if not the highest.
We should look that up.
But it's like guns kill people just like spoons make people fat. It's the exact same concept.
I love that. That's good.
Pencils, make you fail tests because they put the wrong answer down. That's the pencil's problem, not the student's problem. It's the same exact argument. A firearm is nothing but a tool. It is an implement to be used for a purpose. If you use it for something other, That's on you to pay for.
Okay. This is, again, I'm not at the FBI's website, so I'm working my way there. I do have the FBI's website, but I'm not doing a good job wording this. But what Comet says, just for murder statistics, in 2024, FBI data indicates a nearly 15% decrease in murder. But there was an estimated 19,800 homicide victimizations, a rate of 5.9 per 100,000. The percentage of homicides involving a firearm has remained stable since 2021, with about 80% of homicides in 2023 involving a gun. But again, these are not the numbers that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the actual crime statistics on what instrument was used to commit the crime, was to commit murder. Let me kind of refine it a little bit here. Okay, see, this is different now. Handguns, 45%. Firearms, 23.9%. Knives or cutting instruments, 10%. Other weapons, blunt, poison, 11.4%. Hands, fists, feet, 4.3%. Man, that's a terrible way to die. Rifles, 2.6%. Shotguns, 1.4%. It's handguns that are mostly used, but of course they keep trying to ban
But they keep banning the
rifles.
The thing that doesn't exist. They keep trying to ban the thing that literally does not exist.
It's because the AR thing. They think that's short for assault rifle.
Well,
that's
because
armor
they're
light,
all
but
morons.
Right. Well, no, they're trying to manipulate things. But there you go. So that's your the firearms type unknown was 23%. But there's your numbers. And I don't know where they got the numbers from that other one. The 80% of all homicides involved, I don't know, attempted homicides, I guess is what it was. Whatever. So they, of course, tried. That means that scary firearm is going to murder people, and that's just not the truth. And it's also not. There's no contingency in the Constitution that says, oh, well, just in case there's a whole bunch of people using firearms to kill each other, then we got to ban guns.
Thank you, crazy dude, for the raid.
What's up, KD? Thank you for the raid. What's up, Chaotic? All right. So, there you go. So, I'm curious. Do we have our first poll that we can throw at the folks?
Well, the one I had set up, we kind of blew past. It was how familiar are you with the wording of the Second Amendment? And we covered that pretty well. So
I think we did. Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, we're
see what I got here.
We can dive into we can also dive into some of the cases.
All right, this will probably be a good. I like. And we're gonna try a different polling application tonight. So this should be interesting because I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but we shall see.
Well, and then you start getting into to where exactly the Second Amendment came from, why we needed it, right? It was in response to British rule and colonial oppression, essentially. Distrust of the standing armies, an emphasis on citizen soldiers. And I do have many links.
So there we go. There's our poll. Would it be interesting for me to see if somebody wants to try and I'm not sure how it works in chat with the hashtag. But you can, oh no, I didn't set up the hashtags right. So no, you know what? There is no hashtags. I didn't do that properly.
Agreed, Rogue Nina.
So I think we're there we go. Is it on the, yes, it is on the screen right here. This QR code, you can use this QR code to go vote in the poll. If you scan that, if you're on the computer and you can scan that QR code, you can vote there. I am also going to put a link in the chat for you to go to. Put this in. Get it in Rumble. I'll put it over in Pilled. If you click on that link, you can go vote. All right, that's poll's not right though. Hold on. I don't know if I like this polling. It's not. It's.
Yeah, it's a new one that we're trying out.
Well, this one is built right into EV Monk. So I figured we tried it. It's here. Might as well see how it works. So option 2 should be there.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing the QR code either.
It is on the. It should be on the screen. Oh, did I not go live with it? I did not go live with it. Which it should be there now. But I did put the link in the chat.
Okay, yes. Then that's the easiest way to go to it. But there's the QR code. It's up there. Excellent. Yeah, let us know what you think.
So if I put this here, this should go everywhere. It should go to. Hopefully that goes to the boob tubes as well. I don't know how that works with Rumble Studio because I never. Yep, there it is. The link went to YouTube as well. Nobody over there, but it's there in case somebody comes in.
YouTube doesn't suppress anybody. Not at all.
No. So this is the question we were asking about earlier. Oh, somebody already voted. Was that URF?
I don't know what you're talking about. What? I know. I have amnesia. I drank too much.
Oh, did I? Oh, hold on. You're right. You're right. I don't know why it was. Oh, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out this new thing. You're right. It should have been different, and it will now be. And I think I'm gonna have to, for that to come up, I gotta reset it. So you're gonna have to go vote again.
Damn it. Okay.
Damn
it. Well, let me see.
Gummit.
There we go. There we go.
But it's basically the question, well-regulated militia means in today's context. What does that mean to you?
And there, be honest. Definitely be honest. And we could definitely talk about it.
Did it not take the whole title either? It was my copy and paste. Silly. Maybe there's only so much. Oh no, there it is. The whole thing's there. But I don't think I can update this
Without having to revote again?
without having to kill all the votes. Yeah. So I got to make sure, I got to proofread myself and make sure that I have everything in there right off the bat. But
Well, it's still, my vote's still in there.
yeah,
Everybody's votes are still in there.
I didn't redo it. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was just, oh, and it did update the title. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it did. That's interesting. All right. We'll give you guys a little bit longer. There's 20 Patriots in here. Go on in there and cast your vote. Just click on the link. It's pretty. I keep messing with it, DA says.
I'm not messing with it anymore. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's a new deal in majigger. Let me just make sure that my vote counted. Yes, it did. Yes. It's still there. All right.
I haven't voted. I should go do that.
There is a not sure in there. DA1. I keep changing my answer.
You know, where did he see? I don't see the, oh, there it is. I don't know why it's not coming up in the combined chat.
She says she's messing with it. She keeps changing her answer.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, it's working.
Doesn't-
It's working. I like it.
Yeah, it's a little, especially on the screen that I'm using this on. It's a little clunky for me to actually set up, but once I get the hang of it, it shouldn't be bad. I still have, because I need to get the link again.
All right. So while we're in the midst of this poll here, let me give you a little bit of context. The origin of the Second Amendment is rooted in a combination of English legal traditions, colonial experience, and concerns of the American founders about tyranny and defense. Its immediate precursor is the English Bill of Rights of 1689, which granted Protestants the right to have arms suitable for their defense within the bounds of law. This arose from the political conflicts in England when the Crown attempted to disarm certain groups and expand the standing army, which many saw as a threat to liberty. The 1689 English Bill of Rights influenced American colonists who adapted the idea that a well-armed populace could resist oppression and tyranny. Colonial militias, composed of ordinary citizens, played a crucial role in resisting British authority, particularly during events leading to the American Revolution, such as the battles of Lexington and Concord, where British attempt to seize colonial arms ignited armed conflict. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, they were going into the towns and trying to actually see. Back then, if I'm not mistaken, they used to store all their gunpowder in like giant deposits in the middle of town because they had problems with houses blowing up and burning down because of people not
Black
properly.
powder.
Yeah, black powder. Exactly. So they used to store it all in the middle of town, and the British troops, the first place they went was to the center of town where they kept all their black powder and tried to seize it. So then of course the people were like, oh yeah, nah, that ain't happening. And it would have been, let's just put it this way, it would have been next to impossible to come here as an unarmed populace, regardless of the supposed natives, regardless of even them. You had a lot of untamed wilds out here, hunting everything. It would have been impossible, almost next to impossible. It would have been a lot more difficult, let's just say that, without firearms. They were game changers, so very important to colonial life.
It was life.
Yes, so we do have somebody that voted organized state forces. That's interesting. What would your response to that be, Yankee?
Well, that's their opinion, and I would be interesting to hear from that person as to their viewpoint, because we don't have that opposing view on here. Because I mean, yes, to me it calls out both of them. It's saying a well-regulated militia is important for protection of a free state, but then it also calls out. So, well, I guess it depends on how you read that question. Somebody read that question different than the rest of us, because we're all thinking about this question as the entirety of the Second Amendment. But if you think about it, that question actually says, what do you think about the phrase a well-regulated militia means in today's context? It's not asking about the entire Second Amendment.
True.
So a well-regulated militia, I do believe, would be, for example, National Guard. The organized state forces, that's the part that throws me off for that answer, because I don't think a militia has to be of the state or of the government.
That I would agree with you.
I think a militia can be private citizens. Well, just like, that's one of the reasons why we've never been invaded, because we are behind every blade of grass, but we are the biggest militia.
Without
the American firearm owners are the biggest militia.
And if you think about it, that was what was fighting the redcoats in the beginning. In the beginning, it wasn't standing armies, it was militia. It was town militia, and that was just regular old people that would come out to defend the colony. Right? So, I agree with you 100%. I don't, even in today's context, I don't believe that it comes down to just state organized forces. I believe that each and every single citizen of a community could be tasked with being the militia if the town needs to be defended. And I think that most people would, like, if let's get crazy stupid and say China invaded the United States, right? I don't think there's anybody who wouldn't jump up and defend their homes with as a militia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody that's going to stop me from sitting there at my doorstep waiting for some Chinese military to come walking through the door. I'll be locked and loaded. Whose poll is that? That's from EV Mux, but it's Yankee put the poll up. If you want to participate in the poll, there's a link, and there's also a QR code on the screen if you want. Neuro, Feds. What are you trying to say about us, Neuro? We're secret undercover feds.
There's the link. I dropped it again if you wanted to go vote, Neuro.
Yeah, what do you think a well-organized militia means in today's context, Neuro? State forces or all able-bodied citizens? Or are you not sure? And that's part of the context to the Constitution, to the Second Amendment. It's part of the context, but I think Yankee is already spectacularly articulated where there is a clear differentiation. It does say a well-organized militia, to ensure a free state. But it continues on and says no that no one shall have their right to bear arms impeded.
The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The right of the people, not the right of the militia. Now, if the words were a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, that's completely different. That's giving the right to that well-regulated militia. Now the argument, it just is what classifies as a militia. I still think we all are the biggest militia, but it does not. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms.
I'm with Neuro on this. They are basically two separate statements. They really kind of are.
Yes, and they definitely are.
Yeah. So, it's one sentence, right? So if we're talking structure, sure, it's one sentence, but they really are two separate statements. They complement each other, but they are two completely separate statements. I agree with that. I agree with both of you on that one. And that goes right back to, so like you were saying, once you've gone and paid your price for society, if you've broken the law, you should not have your firearms permanently taken away from you. You should get them back, just like all the rest of your rights, the second that you have paid your price to society. You come out of prison, you get all your rights back. You're free again. You are free.
Right. Exactly, Neuro. I'd put that on screen, but we can't figure out why that's not working for Mr. Republic Sentinel. So we're not using that. We can't put chats on screen, but Neuro, for those of you not in Rumble, Neuro says, well-regulated means well-armed and proficient in use. The militia is the people, which is what I was just saying. We are the largest militia.
Yes. Hey, isn't there a school in America, and man, oh man, I'll look it up, but I think there's a school that's bringing back firearm training in high school, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Oklahoma or something like that? I'll do a quick.
And it should be. It absolutely should be. That's part of the well-regulated militia. Like Nora said, that's making sure that everyone is proficient in firearm, not just use, but safety, firearm use, being accurate with it, understanding a firearm, and and what it actually can do and does. And no, I'm not going down the blaming games thing, but right now in schools, if they don't do that, and you're not part of a family that is a Second Amendment family, and you have no experience whatsoever with a firearm, you do not understand the absolute devastation that you can inflict with it. Because in games nowadays, they're so immersive, you think you know what a firearm is, you think you know what a firearm can do, but when you get shot in a game, you come back to life. When you get shot or you shoot someone in real life, they don't respawn. That's not a thing.
Right.
And so without proper firearm training, that mentality of, I mean, even, you game,
Yes,
and you you use firearms, you're a firearms owner, and you go to the range, and
yes,
the things you can do in a video game with a firearm are not anywhere near real life.
nowhere near.
You take a I love it. I did it with all my boys, and I would teaching them firearm safety, take them to the range, and every one of them, every single person I've ever taught to shoot or teach firearm safety, we start with. Do I have it here? Well, I don't have the one here, but we start with something like this. We start with this. A
Bolt action?
single shot, bolt action, 22. This is what we start with. Because it's fun, and it gives you the mechanics, gives you all the mechanics, gives you everything you need to learn about firearm safety without the punch, without only being able to take a couple shots and then your shoulder says, yeah, I'm done for the day. Like, you can shoot this all day long and get all the practice in you want. And it's single shot. It's super simple. And I work everybody that I've ever worked with, I work them up to the final being shooting my 12 gauge. Because I mean, I even put the AR in their hand before the 12 gauge. Because an AR still is, yes, it's incredibly devastatingly powerful, but the feeling of it and understanding what a firearm is doing, you don't get that until you shoot something like a 12 gauge or a solid stock, blackout, or what I mean, something like that. That is that all of that energy is going directly into your shoulder.
Oh yeah,
and you can feel the absolute power behind it.
Yes. One of my favorite things that I've done in recent years was taking my son to go. He had never shot a shotgun before, and took him to go shoot clay pigeons. And we had an absolute blast, man. And once you get the feel for it, it's surprising how accurate you can be with a shotgun. It's really surprising how accurate you can be with a shotgun. And I will tell you this, as somebody who's fired many a handgun, I feel like I'm more accurate with a shotgun than I am with a handgun. Handguns can be extremely hard to control.
I mean, it's a long barrel, and it's a shotgun. I mean, depending on how far your pattern is closer, it's this, but further down range, your pattern's like this. So it feels more accurate, but it's just the round you're using is way spread out.
Sure, and then you could use slugs as well. But I will say, I think that you are correct. And with an AR, you'd be surprised. Everybody talks about how ease of use with an AR. Dude, they got a lot of kick. They got a lot of kick, man. You'd be surprised how much kick they've got. It's always good to have, I mean, we could get into all of that. We're not really doing that at the moment, but we, have a red dot the whole 9 yards. You really want to get your accuracy honed in. But I did want to follow up on what I was talking about. There are numerous states that are bringing back firearm training to high school. Tennessee, Arkansas, and Utah are leading the trend. Tennessee is the first state to implement a law requiring annual firearm safety training for all public school students, beginning with kindergarten and going through 12th grade. The curriculum focuses on teaching students the safe handling and storage of firearms, what to do if they find a gun, and how to notify an adult. The instruction must remain politically neutral and does not include live firearms, ammunition, or any opt-out provisions for parents, which is wild. I think that there should be live training. Arkansas has similarly.
Let's get back into it in some way, shape, or form. Firearm safety and what to do. Treating the golden rules. Treat every firearm like it is loaded.
Yes.
Don't ever assume. Inspect it. Know how to inspect it. Know what to look for. And without doing that, assume every firearm is loaded.
You never. Yeah, that's one of the first things I taught my son. You never, I don't care if it's not loaded or not. You never point a firearm at someone unless you intend to use it.
Destroy that. Don't point it at anything, not even just a person. Don't point it at anything you don't intend to destroy.
Yes. I don't care if it's unloaded, because here's the thing. The most strictest of strict people can make that mistake. And you will accidentally shoot someone, and that's devastating, not just for the person you shoot, regardless of whether you kill them or not. It's also devastating to yourself, just psychologically. That firearm is a tool. It is not something to play with. That kind of goes back to what you were talking about with video games, where they do make it, look, I am a video game player. I'm not about to even get into this whole debate about whether or not this teaches kids, like, turns off their sensitivity to firearms, all that other crap. I don't care. You choose what you want in your personal life, whatever. But video games do, it's demonstrable, they do sort of take that feeling away of what a firearm can actually do to someone. And it should be absolutely, in my humble opinion, last resort. Or, like you yourself do, for going and hunting and participating in the activity of hunting. That's right. Another. And and I agree with you 100%. Children, I love the idea from kindergarten up. Teach them all the safety that is concerned with handling and finding, like they were saying, finding a firearm and how to handle that. I like it. I still think that there should be live stuff when you get up there into the older age. But they used to do it back in the 50s and 60s. Come on.
Right.
Arkansas has similarly passed legislation mandating age-appropriate firearm safety introduction from K to 12, with curriculum development overseen by state agencies to ensure it is neutral and does not promote brands or organizations. Utah also requires schools to provide firearm safety classes multiple times throughout elementary school and at least once in middle and high school. Parents must be notified and are given the option to opt out, unlike Tennessee. Several other states, including Georgia and Kansas, have introduced or considered bills for the same thing. I wish it was everywhere, man. So we're about an hour into the show. Want to take a quick break? Come back,
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, if you're new here, what we do at the top of every hour, or about an hour into the show, we like to take a little 3 to 5 minute break. And,
Digger! Thank you for the raid, Digger.
Thank you, Digger. We take a little break, 3 to 5 minutes, go freshen up your drink or drain fluids or grab some munchies, whatever it is. And we will come right back after that break and continue the discussion. Yankee, what do you got?
Welcome in, Raiders. We are about to take our midstream break. So please hang out. We will be back with plenty more discussion about the Second Amendment. Lots of other topics to cover on the Second Amendment. So please hang out with us. Come right back with us. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Raiders included. Thank you so very much. If you're not following Digger, make sure you go back and follow, because it's a nice big old thank you for the raid. And we love to support the Rumble community. They always say a rising tide raises all ships. So we want to make that tide as high as possible for everyone around us. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like, that thumbs up when you come in. If you do like the content, we would appreciate it. Hey, if you don't like the content, before you leave, because if you don't like the content, you don't just hang around on something, and if you don't like the content. So if you don't like the content, give us that thumbs down, but then put a comment down below and let us know what we can do better. We'd really appreciate that. And then the biggest, mostest, importantest thing for us Rumble creators is the repost. Please repost this, and let's get some more eyes on our fledgling channel. And we appreciate y'all for being here.
And don't get us wrong. If you want to hate watch us, we'll have you too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back 3 to 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for bourbon and beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button. And if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber. Welcome back to our discussion on the Second Amendment. I'm RS and this is Yankee. So we left off talking about how schools have re-implemented a lot of these things for training, which I think we all agree. Chris World, thank you very, very much for the raid.
Chris's World, thank you very much.
Good to see you, Chris. Awesome. And everybody that comes in with them. We're talking about the Second Amendment and definitely would love to hear what your opinions are on the Second Amendment. So, I don't know, where do we go from here? We've discussed the militia. We've discussed how the entire thing breaks down. And like Neuro and you both very eloquently said, they are basically separate statements combined into one. But we haven't really dipped too deep into the permitting issue, right? So you do have these things that are coming forward right now about what permitting, what that entails. First of all, I think we've already covered it, but go ahead and tell everybody in our audience what your opinion is on whether or not there should even be a permit, whether it's open carry, concealed carry, or even just registration.
Matter. I don't care what kind of carry. There should absolutely not be a registration. There should be no permitting whatsoever. There should be no fees paid to the government for any right. Fishing, hunting, there should be zero fees involved, and they should be like RS said, and we agreed on. A notification, you register yourself and say, hey, I'm going to be hunting. That's it. I'm going to be hunting. So just letting you know, if something happens in this area, I'm going to be hunting. Absolutely. That, notification, but in no way, shape, or form should the government tell you can't do something without paying them first, because then they are just selling you back your rights. That is your God-given right to own a firearm, to protect yourself, to hunt, to fish, and all the things. To own a dog, to own a pet. To own a pet. You have to pay the government to own a pet. Legally own a pet. Like that is disgusting. And I think it applies across the board for all rights, Second Amendment included.
I agree 100%. 100%. None of this, all of this permitting stuff, all it is, and what did you said it last week. It's, they justify it by saying that, well, that's a processing fee. It's to pay the people. Shouldn't be a permit anyway, period.
Nope.
Neuro, yes, licensing is a scam. And I'm really surprised that it's lasted as long as it has. And honestly, I think in this country, there's nothing there that says any otherwise. I think you should be able to carry your gun or sword or whatever the hell you want right out in front of everybody if you want. If you want to conceal it, you should be able to conceal it as well. I think this is ridiculous. And you're right. They are basically selling us back our rights. It's disgusting. And I wish the Supreme Court, I wish the right case would be brought to the Supreme Court to absolutely do away with this crap. Because I think that you had mentioned a black market, right? Mm-hmm. The people are always going to get their hands on whatever weapon it is that they want to use.
Right. They're going to get it. They're going to permitting, especially. I mean, for anything, the people who are by definition criminals don't give a rat's ass about your laws or your permits. They're going to go do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, and with what they want to use. It doesn't matter. They're going to get it. They're going to use it. That's literally the definition of a criminal. So all these restrictive laws and permits are absolutely pointless.
100%. I don't know, Trumpzilla, how I even feel about that. Delaware is an open carry only because of the hunters. Otherwise, it would be New York City. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that you should be able to do whatever the hell you want with your firearm. Carry it the way you want to. I don't understand why that regulation is even in place. And personally, I think that violates the Constitution right there. Mm-hmm. And it will probably add on to other follow-up amendments when we get to them. But I mean, I will say this, at least you've got open carry. The state that I live in, here's one of the things that people don't really talk about when it comes to permitting. Let's just talk about concealed carry permits, right? I know that in my state, that once you've taken that course, that basically says that you understand these limitations. And it goes further to say that because you've been trained and that is documented, if someone comes into your house and you don't retreat to the furthest part of your house and yada, yada, all these different rules, you can be held liable for shooting that intruder that comes into your home. Mm-hmm. And that just simply by taking that course and by signing your name to it, you now have made yourself liable, which is insane. All of that, it's counteractive to what the right is there for. I have a 22 belt buckle. Love it. Love it. That's cool. So this is where again it starts getting more and more ridiculous when they have these permitting rules, and they do that shit on purpose. They do that on purpose to tie your hands even more as a firearm owner, coming from people who have armed guards to ensure that they don't get attacked by an angry mob or an angry citizen. They're hypocrites and they're fools, and I can't stand it. My criminal law teacher said, if you have to shoot an intruder, make sure they are dead. Well, that would be the intention, right? If they're breaking into your home, they are intending to do some sort of harm. To me, it's like, what's that old saying? I'd rather be judged by 6 than carried by 12 or whatever that is.
Judged by 12 than carried by 6.
There you go. Sorry. Strike that, reverse it. Yeah. But, yeah. So, I mean, I think that all these permits just, they make things more and more legally convoluted when it comes to your rights to possess a firearm. Thank you, Cassis.
All right. We got a new poll. New poll. And the title's not on there, but we will drop that link in chat again. You can read the question there. I will tell you what the question is, but you can also go read it there. Let me get that link first real quick. Where is the link?
Chat, you guys don't know. I'm just excited. I'm probably even more excited than you guys are for the polls. I love answering polls. Love it. Also, dead men tell no tales. True enough. Well, don't tell anybody, but I got cameras all around my house, so.
All right, there is the link. Our question for this poll is, do you think the Second Amendment protects an individual's right to own any type of firearm?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good discussion to get into as well. I want my M60. I want a tank. I want a tank. Damn it! If they can use it, I want one too. I want my F-15 fighter jet. Roku cameras? No. No crossbows? Of course. What do you mean? Yes, in my opinion. Is there laws against crossbows? I didn't know that was
some states don't allow them.
I was listening to someone talk about this. That man, oh man, I'm gonna get the context wrong here, but there was a war. I think it was the 100 Days War or something like that, where the British, they were using longbows. And I think what was it? The French, right? Was that the 100 Days War? It was the British and the French had crossbows. And the guys with the crossbows were getting their ass handed to them by the guys with the longbows because they were just sitting there grabbing their arrow and going bare. And where crossbows, you had to set that bolt in there. And crossbows were actually a hindrance. Be a real archer and use composite longbow. Honest to God, dude, have you ever done that? I own a bow. They are not easy. It takes skill. It takes a lot of work.
And nowadays the modern crossbows, they're basically when I was doing hunter education for the state, they were my least favorite. And see, now this is just the ridiculousness of permitting and licensing and all this other stuff. They classify a crossbow as a bow. So you take the archery exam. You don't have to take the firearm exam. You take the archery exam. But the modern day crossbow is their scope and trigger. It's a completely the license you get in New Jersey. If you complete the archery course with a crossbow, which you're allowed to do, you have a blanket archery license. Hunting license. So you can take the test, and I know a lot of people that did this because some of them are not smart enough to not say it. They borrow somebody's crossbow to take the exam and be proficient enough, and then they go hunt with a compound. But they're not proficient in it. But New Jersey's like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. You know what? You passed it. You passed it. A bow's a bow. And you're gonna pay us? You're gonna pay us to go hunting? Okay, yeah, then yeah, you can whatever. Use whatever you want to get the license and pay us. Like it's the most ridiculous thing ever because it is a completely different. We're getting way off topic, but as far as crossbows go, the modern crossbows are. And as far as I'm concerned, the speeds they shoot and as accurate as they are firearms. They are not bows.
I prefer a firepaw. I prefer a compound bow, but that's because I'm a pussy. That's because pulling back, man, I cannot tell you how many times I've fired longbow. There's a lot to pulling it back. You got to have great technique, and you can slap the hell out of yourself so hard, and it hurts. It hurts. But
they definitely can bite.
They can bite big time. It is fun though. It is fun. I do bows are a lot of fun. But I'm with you. I had no idea that they include crossbows with bows and it's not really, it's more like a firearm.
Absolutely. And some states, this is just New Jersey, the ridiculousness of New Jersey, but there are some states where crossbows have their own season, which is what I think it should be. They have their own season, their own licensing. It's not lumped in with archery.
I should look that up because I know that in this state we only have the two. Well, actually, I think we have three. We've got shotgun, we've got bow, and then we've got black powder as well.
Mm-hmm. So. Yes, Cassass, that is absolutely 1,000% true. Women are naturally much better archers than men.
Wow. Interesting. I had no idea.
You know why?
I have no idea.
They have more patience. They will draw, hold, and wait until they are absolutely steady and on target. Excuse me. They have much, much better patience.
That's interesting. I had no idea. Oh, patience.
And of course, that's very that's a very broad general statement, but I've personally found it to be true. in working with students and, male versus female. I would say 90% of the time that you can go on that. Like, DA1 is a phenomenal shot.
Wow.
Archery, she's phenomenal. But that's just because she is able to focus and settle herself and be patient and wait for the shot and not rush it.
Take it easy, Trumpzilla.
Trumpzilla, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's interesting. I have not done a whole lot of work with bows, but firearms, in the same sense, you got to your breathing techniques, the whole 9 yards, especially when you're talking about further down range. That's, to me, is more fun. I've done plenty of training within like 15 yards, whatever, with a handgun. That's mundane. I like more long range. That's more fun to me. It takes a lot more time. You take your shot, then you're looking and you would make your adjustments. It's a lot more fun. But as you said, they also regulate that. What the hell is with all this damn regulation, man?
It's power.
Yeah, it is power.
It's power. It's power and control. And money. Power, control, and money.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of them, like you said, they don't care. You used a crossbow to pass your archery test? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Just as long as you paid your money, we don't care. You've never shot a crossbow? You've never shot a compound bow before? Yeah, well, you still paid us, so go ahead. Go maim those deer. That's fantastic.
Exactly, and there's a lot to that too. I was listening to a guy talk about how you hunt mountain lions, where you want to hit them, and how they're poised in the whole 9 yards, and the kind of distance that you want to keep. And very, very interesting. Hunting is a hell of a lot more than just point and shoot. Way more than that. And like you said, maim instead of actually kill the animal, respect the animal in that sense that you don't want the animal running off into the forest. They found a deer with a bow in one of its arms right after it had died. The bone had grown around the arrow.
Yeah. They are so resilient.
Yeah.
It's
wicked bad. But again, look, accuracy is key, but also knowing, like you said, I love the idea of hunter training and stuff like that, because you really want to know where you're going to be aiming and how and what you want to hit, especially if you do respect your target, how you want to hit it. That's that goes right back to firearm training in schools, so that you can respect the tool for what it is.
Exactly. How to handle it. What's safety? Yes.
You ever hear some of these crazy politicians talk about the ARs, and they talk about how it shoots so many rounds per second or whatever, and you just hold down the trigger and what are you talking about? That's sorry, I've not seen it unless you have some kind of let's say modification done to your AR. You're not doing that. It's
one of my favorite lines is full semi-automatic.
Full semi-automatic. This is somebody who has no idea what the hell they're talking
exactly about. And most of them don't. Most of them don't have a clue what they're talking about.
But they're
just regulating
your guns. Yes,
absolutely. They are hell bent on regulating it for the greater good and for public safety. But yet they don't even know what they're talking about, what they're regulating, and how to even
they've never
how to
even
load a
used
firearm.
One. Yeah,
right.
So how can you even speak with any kind of knowledge if you've never even used a firearm? What I really like is when you see these these developers that, like, I knew the Bungie, that everybody talks about their gunplay and everything with their with Destiny, going at COD and all these other different games that people play. These developers go to ranges and they use all these different kinds of firearms to see what the kick is like. And they always have a lot of fun doing it. It's fun to watch the behind the scenes when they're doing it. But then they take that and then they put it into their game. They try and have influence the gunplay by going and actually firing weapons. That's how you know the devastation of a weapon, right? It's like you said, people don't even know just how devastating that firearm can be if they've never even touched one, loaded one, fired one.
Yep. Not a clue.
All right, so it looks like a lot of people have weighed in on the polls. One person answered no, and 8 people answered yes.
I think you should be able to have a tank in your driveway if you wanted to.
Me too. Absolutely. Neuro said it further back, said if they can have it, we should be able to have it. Look, you got to be able to pay for it, but I think that we should be able to buy whatever we want. A bazooka? I should be able to own a bazooka.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there are so many guns in this country, so many firearms, and a very, 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 very small percentage of them are ever used to kill someone. Just because I can own a bazooka doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and open fire on my neighbor. No more than I own firearms. I'm not going to go open fire on my neighbors either. Why? I want to be able to own a bazooka. I want to park a tank out front. I think that's. Remember the guy in Colorado that got pissed off at the bureaucrats, right? Because they had tore up a road in front of his business and it took them like 5 years, and they still hadn't rebuilt it, and he lost his business because no one could get to it. So he built a tank, and he just plowed it right through.
Well, the bulldozer.
Yeah. Yes. What did they call it? Bulldozer or something like that? That was hilarious. That was wild. Now they killed the guy. I don't think he harmed a single person. He just destroyed some buildings with it. Killdozer. There you go.
Yeah, Billdozer is a great streamer here on Rumble.
That's right.
No, it's Killdozer.
That's right. Killdozer. And he didn't kill anybody, did he? I don't think he killed one person. They killed him. He had all this steel and everything on there, so it was like basically bulletproof. They had to climb up on the tank. That was wild. Marvin Heemeyer, my hero. I love it. Yes, personally, my vote was yes. I think that you should be able to buy anything the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious as to the one person who said no. If you don't want to put yourself out there, that's fine. But if you don't mind having the conversation, tell us in the chat why you voted no, and then maybe we could have a friendly discussion about it as to why. Maybe you're right. Maybe we shouldn't be able to own a tank. Or
if you want to talk about it constitutionally, though, when this was written. Was there anything different between the firearms that the Army had and you had?
No. Nothing, because you were the Army, right? The militia was you. Mm-hmm. What was the poll, Patrick Fleming? It was, do you think that, Yankee, what was it exactly?
There's the link. Go click on that link, Patrick, and you can read the question. It is, do you think the Second Amendment protects an individual's right to own any type of firearm?
Yes, I think that it's all protected, every last bit of it. Like we were talking about, even tanks, the whole 9 yards. Own a damn
Absolutely.
battleship.
Oh,
I want an
are
aircraft carrier. What?
You want an aircraft carrier?
Hell yes. Hell yes. Park it in the river down the road. I don't even think you could fit the thing. What were you saying?
Oh, no, I just looked at the time, and we should have been in chat by now.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I guess it's time. We should go to the chat. Absolutely.
I'm waiting to see if it's working. Yes, it is working. We'll just bring that over there. Every time the scene refreshes for some reason, it wipes it clean. So as you guys fill it up, it'll populate.
Firearm doesn't include all explosives, so seems an easy yes for me. I think personally, just me personally, B Money. All explosives, the whole 9 yards. I don't care. Everything. Hell yeah, Lover Dose. I want explosives too. Hey, if the military can have grenades, I want grenades. Hey, it's good for fishing. I speak in jest, of course, but that any of it, and look, if you all of it comes with responsibility, personal responsibility, all of it. A blunderbuss.
Blunderbuss.
I think that you can buy those still, can't you? I think, there might be antique dealers or whatever. I don't know. There might be new ones that are built. I've never seen them, but probably get down with that. The Ninth Amendment covers explosive, if you ask me. We haven't gotten to the Ninth Amendment, but please be around when we do. That'll be coming up. Every Monday, we're covering a new amendment. We got the Third Amendment next week, which is going to be interesting, to say the least. Patrick, unfortunately, I don't think humans in general would get explosives. I mean, they're probably expensive, so I probably wouldn't own any, but I still think that I should be able to.
I have been tempted, and I have not, and I wouldn't say it even if I did on a live stream. But it's really nice when you live in a communist state like I do, and you go to a free state. All the wonderful things that are open and to buy and on the shelves like it should be. I so want to get some tannerite.
I have seen such great people have some good times with tannerite, whatever. Yes, I've seen some great videos of that.
I've come this close. I'm like, should I? You can't have that in Jersey. You kidding me?
Really?
No.
Wow,
are you kidding me? I need. In New Jersey, you want to talk about permitting, Second Amendment permitting and licensing and the BS of it in these ridiculous communist states. I need an FID card to purchase a BB gun.
Jesus.
If I want to go buy a Red Ryder BB gun, I have to have my federal identification, my firearms ID card.
That's insane.
Yeah, B Money, tannerite.
B Money says, what were you talking about? The 16th Amendment? Yeah, well, I can't wait to get to that one. I cannot wait. But what about the 19th Amendment? That one destroyed the United States for sure. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. If you don't know, that's women's suffrage. Allowed women to vote. Just destroyed the United. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's what's great. Like I say, when I go to Pennsylvania, when we take our Cabela's trips and go out to Pennsylvania, that's where I get most of my stuff because I can. And when I cross back across the border, it's a question, but I could be in trouble, but it shouldn't be. It's stupid to buy a BB gun.
Yeah.
And like what the whole suppressed thing in New Jersey, I can't get an air rifle for hunting. New Jersey allows you to hunt with an air rifle. You can use an air rifle up a 22 air rifle to hunt squirrel in New Jersey, but you can't use a 22 to hunt squirrel in New Jersey. You can use an air rifle 22, but you can't use a 22. But with the air rifles, it can have no built-in noise suppression whatsoever. If it had like, well, you need your FID card to buy one, just like a BB gun, a pump action, a Daisy, a Red Ryder BB gun, single pump BB gun. You have to have an FID card to buy it in New Jersey.
That's insane. That's the one thing I will say in Illinois, you don't need to have that. You can buy shotguns without having to have your FOID card.
Oh, you can't buy any. Like, seriously, I'm just the Red Ryder. Can't get it.
That's insane. That's insane. We shoot squirrels in our backyards all the time. All the time. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, we got a law here where you can just pull over the side of the road and shoot a coyote. They encourage it. They encourage, and you cannot be held in any kind. You can't be like prosecuted for just pulling over to the side of the road and shooting a damn coyote. Which I think I just look. I don't know. I guess I don't care one way or the other. I know a bunch of people with livestock in the whole 9 yards, and I understand what they do. But I think that it's all ridiculous. Open season all year for them there too, Firepaw? Yeah.
Well, it's open season here if there's an open hunting season. So like if you're out if you're out deer hunting and you see a coyote, it instantly became a coyote hunt. It's just that yes. But if there's no open hunting season, no, you cannot.
That's
you can't
messed up.
Well, it's New Jersey.
I don't think there should be a hunting season.
Does anything make sense?
No.
Does anything in New Jersey make sense? Nothing in New Jersey makes sense.
Same out here. I can't believe there are some more lax laws than what you've got. It is true, but for the most part, it's just as communist. Are you talking about Yankees property tax? Because I think he and I both have horrible property taxes. His might be worse than mine. I don't know, but it's pretty bad.
It's bad, and it's getting worse. It just went up again.
Yep, mine did too. Yeah. Oh, it's so gross. And you know what? I can't wait to get into the whole taxation thing when we get up there. You were saying, the 16th Amendment income tax, all that. That's going to be real interesting discussions. I don't want to show too much of my hand. Yankee and I have talked about this stuff plenty of times.
We'll get there though. Every Monday,
yes,
we're doing a Know Your Rights.
Yeah, the Third Amendment's going to be an interesting. I don't know how we're going to get 2 hours out of that one, but that'll be an interesting discussion.
We can get 2 hours out of anything.
Yeah, it's true.
We both love to talk, RS. Let's not kid anyone, okay?
Absolutely. Look where this whole conversation went. It was great. It was all over the place. It still had a lot to do with firearms and everything else, but yeah, we talked about a lot of different things. It was fun. It's always fun. Love this show.
But it does. It's real easy to, like I said, I started getting off topic a couple of times about the permitting, but that's part of the Second Amendment. There shouldn't be permits for it. There shouldn't be permits for anything, but especially that.
None of it. It's like you said, they're selling it back. I've never heard it more eloquently put than they're selling you your rights back. I just think that there's nothing there that says that, all citizens can own firearms if they're permitted. There's literally nothing. It's just like the whole drug dealers or drug users can't own one. No, it's not in the text. I don't see that anywhere. They just they manipulate the language just to be able to put in self-insert their own ideas on it. No, it's very straightforward.
It is.
There are going to be some interesting
couldn't be
amendments.
any clearer. It could not be any clearer.
And
honestly,
like
that. I've seen that meme where it's like, what is it? They're like, I think you should make that more direct. I'm like, shall not be infringed. It's pretty simple. If somebody doesn't understand shall not be infringed, like
it is very straightforward and basic. Those are fun. The link that you dropped. Oh, Palmetto State Armory. Tanite.
Oh, the tannerite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Look at that.
I so bad. I can get them right off the shelf in Pennsylvania.
That's
in
wild.
in
right off the
Cabela's.
shelf. Cool.
Yeah, right on. They're literally there's usually an end cap full of tannerite right there in the firearms section at Cabela's.
I would love
Very
to see
tempting. Very tempting.
Let's ask Comet. Hey, it's currently legal to possess tannerite in Illinois,
Well, there you go.
provided it is not mixed and ready for use for transport. And possession is for lawful purposes such as, it doesn't matter, whatever. You can legally own it. That's cool. Do I have to have? However, Illinois lawmakers have considered new regulations, fuck off, such as requiring purchasers to have a valid FOID card, firearms identification card, and limiting sales to licensed dealers. This is the most recent updates. These proposed restrictions have not yet been passed into law. So there you go. I should probably go load up on some tannerite. I don't have any use for it. I don't have any property to go out and have fun with it. But boy, oh boy, is it fun to watch people who do. Especially some of them good old boys in the South that like to blow up cars, and it's just magnificent to watch. It's so nice. You can have it unmixed in New York? Okay. Yeah, you're right. I guess New Jersey is more tyrannical than Illinois.
I told you.
Big bada boom. Yes.
Can you like that? That's the one that kills me, and that's the one that I drive it home with people is the BB gun. Can you go buy a BB gun at Walmart?
Yes.
Yeah. Nope.
I can't understand, but there again, that's just more regulators like making themselves important, collecting more money, making their job valid.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we regulate? This is lucrative. What else can we regulate? Yeah, we're going to be ending in a few minutes. Yeah, I got to go to work.
That whole real job thing.
Yeah, well, you got done with your real job right before the show. See, that's how we work. He gets done right before the show, sometimes like minutes before. And then I'm literally, as soon as we're done here, it's like, take it easy, brother. I'm out, and I got to go and throw on my work boots and get my stuff and get out the house. So, yeah, adulting, I know, Firepaw. I know.
It's no bueno.
It's
no fun. It's no fun.
My daughter won a BB gun. She was 11 at the time. Yeah, you can get that around here. It's very, very... It still blows my mind that we need to have a fishing license to fish. That's so retarded.
Well, it's for the wildlife management. That's what it's for. And it's the licensing fees are to fund wildlife management projects and it's so they can manage, and they don't have everybody out there just killing everything all year long. That's why we have seasons and licenses.
I think
it's for the greater good. It's for everybody's safety, and it's for wildlife management. That's what it's all for. It's not for control and money grab. It's definitely not that.
No.
Exactly.
Great.
You need a license to cut hair. Yes, exactly. You
This is
cannot. How dumb is that?
Yep. I know people who have their own business and cut hair. Very lucrative, by the way. But yeah, they have to have a license. And then you have to have the license to run the business as well. It's all ridiculous. Oh, God, we are regulated into the ground. And there's some who would argue that that's a tax. So when people say that, oh, no, there's so many taxes, you have no idea we are taxed into oblivion.
Don't have Fireball raid today. She is trigger happy. Uh-oh, what happened?
Trigger happy?
Did she raid you out before you were ready?
Look, see that button is power. Firepot, don't abuse it. Kidding with you. It's a barrier to entry. I would agree with that. And honestly, think about it. Fishing, you can, if you don't have food, you can feed yourself. So we're gonna you gotta have a license to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've all been premature from time to time, Firepaw. We won't provide context on that. We'll just leave that right where it is.
Like a half an hour early. Dang, Firepaw.
Yeah, that's early. That's early, Firepaw. Holy cow.
Well, at least you were coming here, so that's okay. It's okay. It's okay with us. It's totally fine with us that you went early. No worries.
Screw that crazy dude guy. What are you talking about? Love you, KD. Don't take that wrong. Just having fun. Left turn CDL is a regulated license. Yes.
Yeah, but they get those willy nilly out there in California.
Yeah. Did you guys see that? Oh God, dude. Oh. See
the last one that with the dash cam smashed right through 3 cars. Yep.
Unbelievable. Killed those people, and it was it was hard to watch. Hey, there you go. There's your regulated license for driving a truck. See how that CDL license really stopped that person from driving that truck and killing people?
See, I think that's a different argument. Because
why? Because air brakes.
No, I think because he didn't get the proper channels. The California is just fucking handing them out like candy on Halloween.
True.
So if you actually had to go through, like, look at Nate. He's trying to get his, and he can't pass the test because it's a serious test, and you got to know your shit. You got to know what you're doing, and you have to go through and pass all these tests, or you're supposed to have to, unless they just decide, oh, you're an immigrant? You're illegal? Yeah, here, you can have one.
Yeah, no problem. You don't need to pass the test. You don't need to understand anything. But I think that that goes back to the licensing for anything. It really kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure that I'm in favor of even a driver's license. A driver's license in general.
Freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Freedom of movement. Why can't I just get in a car and drive? Why do I have to have a license?
Right.
I agree with that.
But again, that would go back to, look, they teach that in school. This is what, but we don't teach firearm safety in school. There's nuance to the conversation, but I'm down with, like, I don't understand why you got to go get a license to drive a car. If you can afford to go buy one, you can drive it. He took that test like 1,000 times. I know it's been a lot. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know why I've never taken.
He just needs to go to California and just freaking get one.
That's just it. I want to go to California just to get a CDL. So I can come here and be in the operators union and make $60 an hour. Why? Because the king. In Canada, the second is something about poutine.
Poutine. Poutine's like disco fries.
It's a food, right?
Yeah,
Poutine?
like disco fries. From what I understand, it's like disco fries here in Jersey.
What is that?
It's like fries and gravy and cheese and.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
If you could get one. What? Oh, Katie, a CDL? I thought you have one, don't you? Or you got to get renewed or something like that.
No, he's saying, shit, it's easy. Shit, if I could get one.
Yeah. Oh,
that's how easy it is to get one.
Yes. Hey, listen, I don't know. I don't know. We've talked to him before, right?
I don't being self-deprecating.
Yes, totally get it. I don't know what the deal is with Nate, but I hope that by doing so, look, he's obviously very committed to doing it. So hopefully when he finally does get it, he'll fully understand how to operate that equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You let it go. Man, that stuff around these parts, KD, having a CDL is like, I mean, that's just free money, man. Everybody's hiring truck drivers. Everybody's you get into the operators union and you're just making hand over fist, man. A CDL is a you write your own check kind of thing. So we're getting up here on the top of the hour, and I'm quite sure that the intrepid Yankee Free is looking for a raid. So while he does that, let me run you down with the regulars here that we like to wrap up the stream with, just so that you know. On next Monday night, we will be covering the Third Amendment and so on and so forth. So please make sure you're following the channel if you enjoy these discussions and you want to be a part of it. Also, make sure you're hitting the repost, because the repost helps out Rumble creators in particular very, very much. Gets more eyes and ears over here, and we can't get enough. So please send them over this way. Share it with anybody that you think might be interested. We will be back on Wednesday night for What the Fuck Wednesday. It's Chat Wednesday. Basically, it's going to be all about you. For now, it's Wednesday. We'll see what happens with the schedules going forward. But Wednesday night, it's going to be all about talking to you guys. We'll have some videos to start some discussions and stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk to Grok again live on air to have a little bit of fun. But it's going to be all about the chat on Wednesday. Then Saturday night, we have another show, which is more of we choose a topic and we bring it to you guys and we have fun with it. So make sure that you're following, hit the notifications, then you won't ever have to worry about missing a show. Come join us. We love having you here. Also, while we're getting ready for this raid, Yankee has his own channel. So do I. Yankee Free, if you follow Yankee Free, he has Bourbon and Beer on Friday night. It is his seminal program. Come check it out. It's going to the bar without going to the bar. Bring yourself some bourbon, some beer, whatever it is you like to drink. Come hang out with some really cool
sweet tea,
folks.
water. Doesn't matter. You can drink sweet tea. You don't have to drink alcohol.
Anything you want. And come hang out and great chat, lively discussions, usually a robust panel. So please come check that out. Plus, he does some drive home streams, some shooting the shit, some sometimes some dinner with Indian Bo, supper with Indian Bo. I streamed the last 2 nights. I usually only get to stream on my weekends because it's just too difficult to squeeze anything in during the week. And Thursday and Friday this week, I'm working 12 again. So, but I do I
do.
I do. So does everyone
You said
else.
do.
I do. I do streams as well. And I did a music stream this weekend. I did a video game stream this weekend. I will do news streams going forward. Lots of fun. We just hang out. Lots of fun. Actually, we were naming people in our village this weekend and seeing how long it would take them to die and what would kill them. We have this village that's it's like medieval kind of Europe kind of thing out in the wilderness. It's great. They're getting killed by bears and wolves and fire. It's great stuff. So come over, check out our individual streams. Republic Sentinel, Yankee Free. We would love your patronage.
Yes. Thank you all. And thank you all for being here tonight and joining us on every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays when you guys come in and hang out with us in the evenings. We do appreciate it. We know there's tons of other options and places you could be, but you decide to be here with us, and we love it. We so appreciate it. 39 beautiful Patriots in the room right now. It looks like if I'm
Yes.
up to date. Yes, 39.
Wonderful. We loved having you tonight. It's good stuff.
Always love seeing you and having you. And we are going to raid out. And as we always ask, if you before you leave, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit that thumbs up in here. We would really appreciate it. And repost and do all those wonderful things over here. But then do all those wonderful things over to who we raid to. Except for you, Lover. You don't have to do anything because you're just going to bitch and complain that we asked you to do it over there. So just don't worry about it, Lover. That doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking to you, Lover. I'm talking to everybody else that wants to support the community, okay? B-Money, we are going to Third Railify
Woohoo!
tonight.
Where
It's
you
gonna-
will
it should be a
find
good
money
one.
sometimes.
Yes, and it should be a good one. I do believe this is the first stream of Gina in Canada.
Ooh. All right.
So there might be some Nerf darts flying and things like that. So who knows? But definitely go over there, hit the thumbs up for him. If you're not following Third Railify, I don't know where the hell you've been, but you better follow them when you get there. Fantastic people, fantastic content. They are just great people. We love them.
Absolutely.
So that's where we're going to raid. Go show them the love. Make sure you jump into chat, the sirens, the flags, then tell them where you came from, all that kind of good raid stuff. Make it a whole big hoopla, and make sure you get goated. You get goated by commenting and reposting. So go get double goated. And you could possibly get triple goated if you're not following and you follow. You could get triple goated. So I think you should definitely go do that.
It's good stuff. It's very good stuff. Do it. All right, but that about does it for us for this evening. It was a great time talking about the Second Amendment. We both knew, Yankee and I both knew we were going to enjoy this one. And we'll be back with the Third Amendment next Monday. Don't miss us on Wednesday and Saturday. But until next time, have a great week. Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for bourbon and beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button, and if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber.